I did. I saw the reflection. I pushed you aside. What did you do to me?
Girl in the Spacesuit. I thought this was tragic in a, kind of classic tragedy, like Greek tragedy kind of way, because at the very beginning, you know her fate. You know that there's no happy ending for her. You know that she's going to die. You know that she's alone and that she's going to stay alone until, her life support systems or, her, fuel, everything else ends. And there's something kind of freeing when you're watching something and you know what the ending is, or maybe not the exact maybe you don't know how it's going to go, but this character is not going to make it. And there's something, like I said, there's something almost freeing about that as an audience member, because then you're not trying to build hope. You're not trying to, look for the bright side. You're just trying to take in and connect with them for as long as that character is there. And I think that that's what, she was trying to do as well, of just her greatest wish wasn't to see anything crazy. It wasn't to see, anything, awe-inspiring, like the Great Pyramids or, whatever, going to some crazy thing. Even a concert, her last wish was to see something completely mundane and normal to people that see it every single day, which is just seeing a park, seeing flowers, seeing the moon. Like, normal things that we probably come across every single day and completely take for granted. But, at the end, those were the things that she wanted to see one more time. And I think, there's something so beautiful about that. And again, she had accepted her fate. She knew there was nothing for her to do, and she chose the last things that she wanted. And I think that that's something that's really, really beautiful. And the fact that, he didn't know her circumstances and just did whatever she asked, and, that was kind of that. Again, I thought there was a level of beauty and freedom to that, because he wasn't tainted by the tragedy that she was carrying. And I think because of that, he wasn't trying to use her time in a different way than she wanted, because he didn't realize the magnitude of what that time was. And I thought, like I said, I thought it was tragic, but in a very, very beautiful way.
Girl in the Spacesuit. Okay, this was very, very short. But it's a lovely love letter to science. I really like the atmosphere and the message of this film because of this. I think that nowadays science is having a tough time, especially in the United States. And what this film does is to recognize scientists and the people who devote their lives to science and the constant exploration of new worlds and new things. And one of the moments that I like the most about this film is how this girl who is trapped gets to see the beauty of the world beyond her with the help of this guy. And I think that's what science does. It allows us to meet, to understand, to know things that otherwise we wouldn't be able to realize that exist. And allows us to see their beauty, their magnificence. So yeah, it's a very beautiful piece, and it's a great love letter to science. So well done, and hope to watch more of your projects.
The Girl in the Spacesuit. It was such an original idea, and a good homage to astronauts and scientists, and also very sad to think this is actually something that happens or could happen. Being stuck underground and know you're going to die that way is really sad. And it just reminds us to enjoy our lives and the simple pleasures. For instance, when the guy Victor was helping her through the goggles that he was wearing, it was allowing her to see what was going on, and all she wanted to do was have him sniff the flowers and just be in nature and enjoy the simple things. Stop and smell the roses. And hopefully that touched him as well, to remember to, the simple things in life. And I thought this was really well done, nicely acted, and under 6 minutes you really accomplished a lot. So great job.
In the short film, The Girl in the Spacesuit, we take a journey to the center of the Earth. And as we have this scientific ability to do so, we quickly find that our character lands themselves in a situation where they are kind of alone in this situation, and they have this capacity to be able to see what's above ground through this object called the eye, but there's only a rare type of fuel. It's in limited supply, and we're entering the story with basically the one last ride, right? And so our main character, Lydia, we get to see her sort of take an appreciation. And even though that she's connected to this technology, her last supper, if you will, her last request is the fact that she just wants to simply be basking in the park. And so having that, just seeking that sense of nature in what could potentially be, the inevitable of your times, knowing, taking this risk to not only go to the center of the earth, be the lone survivor, and have to spend the rest of your days sort of stuck in this place, and you have this one last wish of, what you're going to miss the most, that you can make that dream achieve, to be in a virtual experience nonetheless. And we get to have that, and it's something that is so simplistic, but something that maybe people overlook about cherishing and having gratitude for. And so the filmmaker does a really incredible job in having us take an appreciation to the more simpler things in life.